Now, just to give you guys a quick update on where we're at with this Icon Stage 10 installation on Sean's Tacoma. So as you can see here, we had to take off what were the rough country knuckles, which were a little bit taller than what the factory knuckles are. And because we're going down to the 2-inch lift for Icon compared to the 6-inch rough country lift that was in here, so we actually had to switch out quite a few components in here, like the cross member that was in here before, the rough country cross member, which is all down here. There's a bunch of different stuff. The old struts, obviously, the other cross member parts, the knuckles, whole bunch of different things, the upper control arms, but that's because we're swapping in the Icon billet control arms with their delta joint on top here, so we'll show you guys that in a bit as well. And then interesting thing, what I wanted to show you guys is whoever originally put this kit in here ended up having to cut out the cross member because it was interfering with the front differential. So instead of manufacturing or fabricating some kind of brace in there, they just cut it out and left it. So what we are going to end up doing is fabricating in a new piece here. Now, with that said, you might be asking, isn't that going to be, you know, changing the factory dynamics of some of the support systems for the front suspension, which is messing with, you know, the structural support of the vehicle itself? Well, we already had a state trooper come in and inspect everything, gave it the check mark of approval, and what we'll need to do is have him come back in to make sure everything is structural, road safe, stronger than factory basically, and have him sign off on it again, so that way there isn't any, you know, legality issues or anything like that. So wanted to give you guys just a quick update as to where we're at. We already have the struts in here, upper control arms from the Icons. We have the new knuckles in here, which we just ended up ordering the factory Tacoma knuckles back in here for this. So back suspension, we already have the leaf springs swapped out of there. We have the new ones in the back suspension. We have the Icon shocks back there as well. So one of our concerns, we are going to a 33-inch tire. I'm not going to quite tell you guys what it is yet. We're going to hold that surprise for the end. But we're going to be going to a 33-inch tire with a 2-inch lift on a Tacoma. And you Tacoma guys already know that there's going to be some interference issues with that, especially with the body mount here. So we're probably maybe going to have to do some trimming. And I know a few of you have already asked what kind of trimming we can do to, you know, box this body mount out so that it doesn't interfere with the tire. So make sure and stay tuned, guys, and we'll be back with you shortly. All right, guys, so we just got the Tacoma off the lift and took it for a drive. We wanted to make sure that everything was buttoned up the way it should be, and it rode super awesome. It's such a major night and day difference between what was on there before and what is on there now with the Icon Vehicle Dynamics Stage 10 suspension system. So what a difference. And we're not going to be able to do the off-road test just yet with you guys. We'll have to do that at a later date because this thing is just about to take off to Florida. So we're going to get a lot of good feedback on how the Icon suspension is for that trip to Florida and give you guys the feedback when they get back. So of course, guys, we had to go with the Method Red MR305 that really complements the white. The contrast is just really nice looking. And we went with the 18-inch by 9 MR305 and 0 offset. So it's not negative, it's not positive in any way. It sits right in the center of the hub. So that's going to help give it a nice balance of that road feel and handling. And then we went ahead and wrapped it with the Canadi Armor Hog ATX. So this is Sean's truck. He wanted something that was going to be really good on the road, yet robust enough to take off-road and still have really good traction. Of course, the Armor Hog is all steel construction, so it is going to handle the additional weight. Sean does a lot of hunting, so he's going to pack a lot of gear in the back of here. The other thing, too, is with the Armor Hog, this is a 285/70/18. Now, most 285/70s measure just over 33 inches or so, whereas this actually measures just shy of 34 inches. So it is a little bit taller over 285/70. And we did have to do a little bit of body mount fabrication. So we ended up cutting a little bit of the body mount behind the tire off just so that it would clear. A lot of you Toyota guys already know that once you start running a bigger tire, and not a lot of lift. Like this Icon suspension is only a 2-inch lift, so it did in fact interfere with the body mount behind the tire. So all we did is we trimmed off a little bit of the body mount to give it enough clearance. So now that we did that, it fully clears everything else. There was no other trimming or modifications needed, but we do also have the 80D bumper on here. So that concludes the install of the Stage 10 Icon vehicle dynamic suspension. Now, if you guys remember, if you watched the last video, we went from a 6-inch rough country kit down to the 2.5-inch lift Icon suspension. So you can see it is a little bit lower, but it handles so much more nicer and still has that off-road capability, still plenty of ground clearance. So if you guys are looking for a really great quality, great riding kit, the Icon vehicle dynamic suspension systems are a great way to go. So with all of that said, once they get back from Florida and we have availability to take the Tacoma out on an off-road extravaganza and do sort of the same test that we did last time, we're going to go ahead and show you guys at that point. But if you do have any other questions on the Tacoma, feel free and let us know. Just drop them in the comments below. Other than that, guys, make sure and hit that subscribe button, the little bell next to it, and thumbs up to like the video. As always, we appreciate all of you for watching and all of your support. I'm Josh from Trail Built, and we'll see you guys out on the trails.